Welcome back to my channel. It is Candace with the K here, where I normally talk books, beauty, and kicks. Today, of course, is going to be another book review, but before we get into it, I want you to let you of course, it's going to be another book review, but before we get into it, I want to let you know about new merch that just dropped. It will be linked down below. Go read a book, okay? If you don't get the reference, it's from a wonderful hip-hop historian, Bun B, in the song Big Pimpin'. He tells you to go read a book, you illiterate son of a whoop. And so I've decided to make a nice go get a book sweatshirt. You can also get a t-shirt and a mug, or you can get all three, whatever you're into. So go get it. So the book that we're discussing today is The Last Thing He Told Me by Laura Dave. Now, I'm a part of a book club who decided to read this title. I would have never picked up this book on my own, but I am actually glad that I did because, listen, it is filled with mess. As always, I'm going to give you a brief synopsis. After I give my summary, I'm going to tell you to exit if you have not, because I'm going to start spilling about the book and I don't want to spoil it for anybody, but I do want you to come back, or let's talk about it if you have read the book. In The Last Thing He Told Me, Hannah marries the love of her life, whom she met and fell in love with, and one day he just disappears. Where he goes, we don't know, and so the story is her trying to uncover where he went. She gets this cryptic message from him, which kind of leads her down this path of figuring out her husband's past. Very bland synopsis, but I'm telling you, if I tell you any more, it's going to be too much. So here we go. I'm about to get into it. So imagine you just got married to, not just, but you got married to the love of your life. You're thinking you're going to run away together and have this long life of just love and happiness. And he disappears. Okay, so his company, similar to like the Enron scandal, was uncovered for doing some bad business practice. And as him being one of the C-suite execs in the company, he was under fire as well. But parts of his past is the reason why he disappeared. So she gets this cryptic message of protect her. Mind you, the her that he's talking about protecting is his daughter, whom is a teenager that he left with his wife. So let's start getting into names. So Hannah is the wife, Bailey is the teenage daughter, and Owen is the husband. So when she gets this message of protect her, Hannah gets this message of protect her, she doesn't really know what it means, and she's trying to figure it out. And she's kind of befuddled because, one, he's gone missing. Now his business is under fire in the media. What is going on? Her daughter goes to school, practice, and in her locker is a duffel full of money. So now they have all this money. The message protect her. What are they supposed to do? And so Hannah starts to put on her detective hat. Now, this is one thing. A woman's intuition and like a woman's detective skills are unmatched, because I don't know if I mean, I'm sure I could have. Like, when you're in a state of disarray, when you're in a state of trying to get things done, you will do anything to get to the bottom of things. And that's exactly what Hannah did. So Hannah is piecing together her small conversations that she had with her husband, trying to figure out where could they begin to get to this investigation. A FBI agent comes to her and is trying to, get information from her, like, where's your husband? And that's basically clue number one, because he tells her, they're out in California. He tells her, well, here in California, he tells her like, oh, I'm from Austin. So that was like clue number one. So then Hannah and Bailey go to Austin, and in uncovering things, I'm going to speed through a lot of it because it's a lot of mess and I want y'all to read it and I want to talk about it. But they start to uncover little bits and pieces. Hannah is relying on Bailey to kind of say, have you ever been to Austin before? Do you have any recollections of being in Austin? And Bailey is working through these kind of repressed memories and realizes that she has been to Austin. Matter of fact, she's been to UT, University of Texas, Austin, and remembers vividly being on the football field. So they're kind of working through these small pieces. They then reflect on, an old professor he has. Mind you, Owen has been telling Hannah that he went to Princeton. He's been telling Hannah that his ex-wife, Bailey's mother, is a redhead. He's been feeding Hannah all these different things than what's truth. So they're uncovering that he actually did go to UT, that he never went to Princeton, that he isn't even Owen, okay? So they're trying to, remember going to this wedding. They go to the chapel. They're pulling all these pieces together, trying to come up with who is Owen. Eventually, Hannah realizes that a wedding took place and the reception or after party or whatnot was at a bar. So she goes to this bar, and in doing so, figures out that the bar owner is the brother of Bailey's mother, and that Bailey is not Bailey. Bailey's name is actually something else that is escaping me right now. And it later uncovers that Bailey's mother was married to Owen, also known as Ethan, but she was struck by a car and killed because Bailey's mother's father was a lawyer who got into some entanglements with a rough crowd. And essentially Owen/Ethan did what he could to protect his daughter by running away and snitching on his grandfather, the wife's father. So in essence, he's a snitch. Snitches get what? Stitches. But nonetheless, so his whole thing was to protect Bailey. And Hannah is doing everything that she can to protect Bailey. So that was an all over the place review, but I just want to let you guys know that this book was an unexpected surprise in that it is actually very good. The way that it naturally weaves between past and present, the way that it uncovers things, nothing is expected. I would have never expected the turn of this book to go the way it did. I had no clue what was bound to happen, but we still got a good novel from start to finish. And Hannah, I have to give it to her because she wasted zero time in pity or regret, or she literally felt no emotion. She instantly turned on her maternal instincts, and it was to protect her. And I don't know if I would have done the same. You're given this very vague message, one from a little kid who's like, oh, he saw me in the hallway and told me to give this to you. And it just says protect her. And my instinct would have been like, okay, I'm going to protect me. But now you have somebody else to then protect. And so Hannah was a great character because if I was put in that same situation, I don't know if I could have done the same. There's a part in the book where Bailey kind of goes missing, and you also see another instance in which her maternal instinct just kicks. And I think that was really well crafted, and I think it was really good to see because I think about me coming into my adulthood, how I don't necessarily want to be a mother, but I know as women, we have that maternal instinct. It's going to be instinctual. And I figure by the time I get married, whoever I'm marrying is probably going to have a kid. And so will that maternal instinct kick later? I think about that. I would give this book definitely 4 out of 5 stars. I am very much a fan of thriller, very much a fan of mystery. And I think this put me back into that. I haven't read a thriller or mystery in a really long time, and so I was really glad to delve into this book. I'm thankful that my book club recommended it because like I said, it's not something that I would have naturally gravitated to. I would love to hear your opinions about the book. What did you think if you've read it? How did you feel about it? Please go get it. I have the book linked down below. I have the wonderful sweatshirt shop link down below. And I know you're going to hit that subscribe button, and I'll see you in my next video.